Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening depending on what time it is for you, where you are. Happy Thursday, welcome back to brand new Fresh Hazel stream. Happy day after Valentine's Day. Kitty Cat's here. Kitty Cat's looking cute. We have coffee, we have some World of Warcraft. I have completely neglected to do a single thing on this warlock since the last time that you saw him. I had big plans to take him home, send out missions, log in every couple of hours, send out more missions. Did not pan out. So we're gonna go send out a mission, and then we have some more freehold attempts to occupy ourselves with in the meantime. Kinlay, thank you very much for the 6-month resub. Good morning, Hazel. Another sick day with soup for me. I hope you feel better much soon. Much soon. Very soon. Much better very soon. Saga on a 7-stream streak. Good morning. Kira's already eyeing the desk. I have a feeling that she's going to be on and off of the desk again. We may get a great deal more foreground cat today. How's chocolate sale day? A clever idea. We're going to turn in. Yeah, we did a bunch of this campaign, but we are not going to be able to progress it any further until such a time as we have 4 more of these missions done. And I've found that generally speaking, you kind of only have the guys to manage, like, I mean, sometimes your odds are not good. Did I deactivate somebody important, or are we just not a high enough level? What can you do? You've got Hellfire. Was that necessary? Let's see. No, we're just not a very high level. We'll just send out the best ones we have and hope, I suppose. Yeah, I don't like these odds. I don't like these odds one bit. Oh well. We'll do our best. At least we have lots of resources to send them out. We can roll them a few times if we need to. I'm going to turn this in over here. And have some coffee. Maybe check my mail on my auction character. That sounds like fun. What if we made some gold? What? You wanted that for 20 gold? And aw, thanks, kitty cat. She's headbutting my hand. Do the Legion mission table add-ons still work? It's a good question. I certainly don't have any. I don't really remember what add-on I used for the Legion mission table. It was long enough ago that I've kind of forgotten. If indeed I used anything at all. I must not have a junk selling add-on enabled. We can use the auto feature. That's alright. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of blue stuff out of Vault of the Wardens. No transmog, but that's okay. But yeah, it's not important. Alright, cool. Let's go check our mail and maybe we should do some freehold. It snowed and I 100% blame your spring is here comment yesterday. You know, it's snowing here too. I was coming home from a walk with Moose and one of the neighbors was like, yeah, it's getting cold. Didn't you hear that it might snow tomorrow? And I thought, what? Absolutely not. But it is in fact snowing. I mean, apparently I don't predict anything, but I'm not expecting it to stick or anything. It's not really getting very cold. It's just kind of a twist of the weather, but I thought that was really funny. We're going here. That's the stuff. Good place to research mounts and how to get them. I like to there's a bunch of different ones. I like to browse through Simple Armory because it kind of breaks the mounts down by expansion and then further by source. And kind of see which ones I have, which ones I don't have, and then anything that I'm interested in learning more about, if you click on it, it'll pull up a Wowhead link. Oh, kitty. My desk is not clean enough for this. It'll pull up a Wowhead link that you can then use to read the comments and find out more. Kitty, that's my water bottle. I'm gonna headbutt my here. Maybe not the mouthpiece. There we go. Snow in winter? The cherry blossoms already started blooming. It looks very spring-like around here just because of the strange weather we had. It's too early for them, but, you know, try telling them that. Oh yeah, look, there's 147k in there. What are we saying? We still gotta post those one more time, but we did manage to move all the Tepid Versa at price, which was good. Happy with that. Let's see here. Let's post up those potions. And let's go ahead and do a little auctionator scan as well. Now it's gonna be a week-long blizzard. How's my favorite doggo Moose doing? Much better today. Much better today. It took him like less than 24 hours and then it was like over. And then he got his appetite back. He started eating. Gave him some mild, bland, tummy-friendly food, and he is feeling like $1 million now. Finally got my legendary axe last night. Congratulations! I feel like I had a dream that you said that, but that would have been a strange premonition. I had a dream that one of my Twitch chatters got the legendary axe. Snowed for hours in NYC on Tuesday, mostly melted by the end of the day. Did you like the bland chicken? Yes. He picked all of the bland chicken out of the dish of chicken and rice first. And then he went in on the rice. But it was sticky, so it kind of got stuck to his nose. So I have a funny picture of him with, like, rice all over his nose. But then I had to go, like, wipe it off his nose and paws because it was, like, going to dry. And that was going to be bad. But he did like it. Such a smart boy. What was your method for getting 5 mil for the Brutosaur back in BFA? Back then, I did more flipping. I did gathering farms, and I did more auction house flipping. So I would do BOE epic flipping. I would buy raid BOE epics below value, and I would repost them for correct value. That was a part of it. I did a bunch of stuff at the time. I don't really remember a lot of details. Should I make anything new here? What are we saying? 105? I might make some Primal Convergence just to post up. I'm gonna make some Tepid Verses too, actually. Those are nice because they're very reliable to move. Let's do nothing too crazy. Just do like 200, 500. Well, we don't want to be here all day. 300. 300. Copy that. 300 of these. We'll just do like a nice little batch of Primal Convergence just to sell directly, not to use in anything else. And then we're also gonna maybe do some Tepid Versa because, listen, we need to make the gold so that we can buy tokens next time the token price drops, so that we can have lots of BNet balance, so that when Blizzard puts things on the shop for millions of Canadian dollars, I can just buy them without needing to use my actual Canadian dollars. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It will do. So let's do this first. Did I pick them all up? No, I haven't been to the mailbox yet. That's no good. Sold some prices. Feed my 15-year-old blue healer rotisserie chicken and vegetables. She won't eat kibble. Oh, man. BFA was traumatic. Don't blame us for not remembering. Flipping is different than it was in BFA now because you can now buy things and sell things and like move golden items cross-realm as long as you have a friend to help you or a second account. So most serious gold makers, the goblins, will be able to do that, which means that they'll be able to move those epics around. Like they'll find a realm where there's a lot of one drop up. They'll snipe a cheap one. They can move it then to a realm that's not seen that item in 2 weeks and then sell it for like 10 times the price. And then they can take that gold and they can move it. Like the game has evolved, and honestly, it's evolved past me. I don't mess with any of that. I am far too lazy to do any server moving, sniping, anything. It's just not my thing, so I just do this. This works good. Doesn't your mount have a mailbox? It does not. How are you doing this afternoon? Good, good. I've just... It's 9:15 in the morning for me. I'm just gonna start my coffee. Too risk averse. Crafting resources is my most reliable gold farm right now. Keep trying to do transmog or pet farms. Getting old world stuff like fell iron consistently. Yeah, that's always gonna pay off faster. I have the same problem with transmog and pet farms, is that I don't have the patience to keep relisting things to be able to sell them. And especially if you have like a big enough inventory. People can spend hours posting and canceling and reposting their auctions when they have just like paid like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of auctions, because eventually you hit a throttle limit on the auction house posting. And then it gets really slow past that, but people do it anyways because the only way to like consistently have gold moving through when you are doing those like really low sale rate items is to just have a ton of them. And that's also too much work for me. The only reason that this is not too much work for me is because I can drink my coffee and it just kind of does this on its own. And the only reason I'm in a position to do this is because I set up my alchemy with all the points early on in the expansion. Selling items that are super rare? Nope, no tips. I never do that. I'm useless at it. You probably need to advertise. You might need to... I have no idea. It sounds awful. When I get super rare transmog items, I learn them. I say, well, that's 2 to 5 million gold worth of value added to my account, so that in that one day distant future that does not exist, where I feel like I'm going to buy or get every piece of transmog, I just saved myself having to farm 3 million gold. It's not true, but like it works that way in my brain. Also, the 2 million price tag, like, you fake, tear it up, toss it in the shredder. What is real? Value is in the eye of the person that's willing to pay. And there are people that are willing to pay, but it's, you know, finding them. Demand, supply, you know, bears, bulls, wishy-washy, bing bong. I'm gonna sell some primal convergent. Hopefully it works out. I want to do my freehold runs today. You know what I should do, actually, is next time I need to, like, wait out my instance lock, because, no, actually, I won't need to, because I did 10 characters yesterday, something in that range, so I should be able to just kind of run the rest of my freehold attempts and not hit instance cap, so we should be fine there. I was gonna say I could log back onto here and I could, like, make some tepid verses while I'm waiting. Radioactive Bullfrog, thanks for the 17-month resub. Appreciate it very, very much. Coffee good today. I'm feeling much better. I had a good night of rest. I had bizarre dreams, but that's like always true. That is a flat given, but feels nice. The year's 2050. Hazel's collected every transmog mountain pet in WoW. Rides off into the sunset on Moose, who has grown to the size of a small horse. He's doing his best. The only way to really keep track of how big he is, short of like actually getting him weighed, is to kind of like visually check his size against other objects that you know have remained static. Like the coffee table. He used to be able to walk underneath the coffee table with no crouching. And then he would walk under the coffee table, but he would kind of crouch down a little bit. And then his back was level with the coffee table. And now, like, the coffee table could almost fit under his belly. Like, if he had legs that were, you know, coffee table width apart, he could almost walk over it with no difficulty. He's getting there. And, you know, he's growing up so fast. He's a good boy. We're having a couple of struggle walks because I don't have any treats for him right now because I've like, I'm not doing any experimental treats for a little bit because his tummy needs some time, and I don't have any of the cookies that I know he does well with. I need to make some more of them. I need to make him a batch of cookies today. So I don't have anything right now. I'm completely out of things that I can bribe him with. Which means that that our option, if he comes up against something that he wants to do that he's not supposed to do, is basically just to physically move him along, and that is sometimes difficult if it's something he really wants to do. He'll see a dog he wants to like meet and play with, and he'll just like plant, like he'll lay down and dead weight because he doesn't want to move. Could you use some of the chicken as treats? Maybe. Love your wig so much. Oh, thank you. So you could have used Moose as a coffee table. Yeah. Your coffee might go flying. It might get sampled. Selling. Here we go. 180 for those. 287 for those. Those are high, but we'll see if they go. Alrighty. I want to check on my Shadowlands mission table. And then this is my next character. This hunter is my next character. I was just thinking through it because I was like, I want to go get that mail. I know I sent myself a transmog sword, but I'm getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, it's under mine exchange now, anyways. And they moved it after Shadowlands, something to that effect. Right. So she's. Hey, look! I'm not the only Cultiran in the Lovewitch set that's farming this thick totems. I'm not the only Cultiran in the Lovewitch set farming Freehold. So she can head home because she's got pet charm missions to run. This is my very lazy, very minimal source of making sure I have pet charms for future pet leveling, is just to have one character left in Shadowlands and be like, yeah, okay, you can just send some missions. Why not? Do your best. And every now and then she manages to replenish the reservoir weekly and get 1,600 gold, so I can't complain about that. So we finished that. Yeah, then we can turn that in. I'm not finishing it quite once a week. I could if I like went and did a world quest, but that would be pushing it too far. There's only so many things in life that we're willing to do for 1,600 gold. Wigs are great and fun. Do you have thoughts on an occasional no wig day? I don't. I'm looking to go here. You know me. Maybe next year. Okay, so there's no pet charms. In the meantime, get some anima. That'll do. If I had a nickel for every Coltiran wearing the Love Witch Mog while farming Freehold, I would have 2 nickels. Is it much? Weird that it's happened twice. TLDR, what an add-on. People, that one like got people riled up because it was so good that it felt like cheating, that people would go, are you sure this isn't cheating? And it's like, well, I guess not. Listen, all the cool kids were doing it. We're getting on this one, that's right. How about an occasional cowboy hat day? The true end goal, we do big sub goal to take the wig back off. Full circle. With the class hall quest you're doing, you might be able to use those tables for charms too. Yeah, I'm curious about the look at all these dice. I'm curious about the amounts of charms that you get from the Legion tables. The nice thing about the Shadowlands ones is that they're kind of self-sustaining because they cost anima to send, but you get anima for doing missions. There are missions that you can send for anima, so it kind of pays for itself. Whereas with the Legion one, I have a feeling I might eventually run out of supplies, and I really don't want to do anything else. I really don't want to do any other activities to supply the table, even if it's just like a world quest a week. In Legion, that's a world quest a week too many for me. Just start stacking the wigs like TF2 players stack hats. I think that's a drag queen hack if you're looking for like real big showy hair. You just start sewing together multiple wigs. First, we need the 5th wig reveal. True, you haven't forgotten, have you? I have a big old Coltiran male hunter. Mods is a pirate. Nice. Helm piece my Kyrian priest was just wearing. I'd have to log back on and look it up. She's been wearing it for long enough that if you can find her armory, then it should... Oh, here, I'll put her name and server in the chat. If you look that up and you find her armory page, it should show you like what the appearance is, right? Because I haven't changed her mog in ages, so it should go through. Hello, Hazel. Just got back from baby's doctor appointment. How are you doing today? Hello, Cupcake Chaos. I'm doing very well today. Thanks for asking. How was the appointment? Hope everything goes good. Hope baby's doing good. What if this is the one? It could be. One parrot, please. Another thought that I had is that if I run out of Freehold attempts, it's true that I don't want to move all of my alts out to another Mount Run because they're all parked here and I want to get this one before I move on to another one. But there's a handful of characters that I have that I will move because they have other things to do. They do like raid night and solo shuffle and whatever. Although I could, you know, I could do solo shuffle from the Freehold entrance, but anyway. So I could take those characters that are not perma-parked out front of Freehold, and then I could maybe run some of the other mount farms that I need. Like I could take them and I could do King's Rest and Tuma Sargeras, Rust. Oh, Rustfeather's so far, man. I don't like doing Rustfeather even on a character that I do move around because it takes so long to get out to Mechagon. What will you do with all your dungeon time then? Yeah, if it happens this season, then there's an argument to be made for looking for Rise keys to try to farm Quantum Coursers. But if it doesn't happen this season, then you're looking at moving into King's Rest. Ooh. There is a way to like lockout share with it, but like I don't know, man. I don't know. Why are you going to a doctor? That's a baby. They got their degree legit. haven't seen one of these things in ages. Oh yeah, I had a transmog. That's right. I need to put down a mailbox. I like the Ohuna perch a lot. I've been mainly on most of my characters giving Katie Stamp Whistle a well-deserved vacation. This bird is here to help. So is this cool? Order-powered method blade. I guess it's cool. I wanted it to be cooler. if we're being honest. I had higher hopes. Priest Tier Helm from Nix. Yeah, warrior. I tried to multi-shot those things and it did not work. But for the next couple of weeks of streams, there's going to be some wonkiness because I need to, after, like, outside of my weekly Freehold attempts, and also I need to do a Love is in the Air thing today because that's not over for another couple days, right? Yeah, we've got the rest of this week to do, not Love Rocket because I have that, but the Love Armor farm. One chance per day for me. But then I need to get my Vicious Mount farm done. And ideally Battle Mender, although we can't set too many hopes in that because that one does have a rating requirement. I need to get that done before the 29th. I need to get that done this month because then it's in March. It is solo self-found time. I'm going in. I'm going to be gaming. I must have that done because I don't want to be worrying about like logging back on to WoW to finish like my Vicious Mount season grind before the season ends. I want it to be done, so I need to crank that out. Unfortunately, the last time I was like, I'm going to stream Solo Shuffle all day and I'm going to get a bunch of this done. I streamed all day, I lost all day, I received no progress. And that is a possibility, but that's just something we're going to have to live with. We might have a few days like that. If you had high hopes, you shouldn't be on a gnome. They're not very high. Can't all be winners. Endless Flabby for 2s or 3s. Yeah, it's true. And if I get Battle Mender, I might ask. Probably 3s and not 2s. 2s even with Flabby is still so slow. If I get Battle Mender, I might ask. But until that point, I feel like I'm not ready yet. With SSF, I don't... Those are good questions. I don't know. I wasn't planning to do any of those things. If everything goes well, probably reach 690 mounts today. Oh, nice! Work towards the saddle so I can get an old Vicious mount. Do you have your eye on one in particular? Here's some cool ones in there. Come on, Harlan, one mount, please. Nope. No good. I want the hippo, of course. Fair. Very much fair. Alright. You're ready. Believe in yourself. How about you just complain in the forums about warriors being too weak? Listen. I need to stay off the forums for my own good. You get too deep in there and you're gonna find some threads of people having arguments about things that you didn't even know were a problem. Top Vicious mounts you like. Hippo is definitely way up there. And this is boring of me, but I kind of like the cats. There's a few different Vicious War Sabers. There's like a white colored Vicious War Saber that I really like. Oh yeah, she needs to go do Freehold. That is the way of the internet. One guaranteed mount if I kill the next 3 Tormentors of Torghast. Bunch of mounts from Protoform Synthesis. Nice. That's a big day. Alrighty. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm going to Freehold. Because yeah, if I want to keep working on Battle Mender, I need to get my rating back up because we tanked it. Like on that day of full loss, we tanked it like 150 rating. So we're back up to 1730. It has to get above 1800. Then I have to keep winning rounds to keep chipping away at that Battle Mender title. Her progress is at 47%, so we're almost halfway there. It's gonna be a project. How about you just complain on Stormwind General? Could be onto something. Look how clean her bags are, though. You don't really need a whole lot when you're PvPing. Actually, I might need to change out the water. I'm not convinced that I can drink that water and stuff. in matches. I was eating mana buns just fine, but there's like a certain kind of water that's like approved, and I don't remember what it is. I thought it was that stuff, but I don't know if I can get away with it. Azure. Oh, also, I went through and I changed her druid, her travel forms and everything. I decided that she was done with using the very, very generic ones, and I was going to look through my library, and I was going to choose not necessarily just the newest ones, but the travel forms and like the animal forms that I liked best for this particular druid. So she has the Arden Moth flight form. Even though she's got the lunar wing, she's an Arden Moth flight form. I like that one very much. Her cat form is still like a night elf cat, but it's the light colored one. She's got, this is her bear form, which I adore. Love, love, love. This is her ground mount form. It's a light blue version of the talon claw thing. And then she's an orca for her swimming form. And then her moonkin form. I did adjust the moonkin form, but you're never going to see that. It's really academic. Clean bags. Plain poncho. I always do. Afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Sonic Jen. I hope you're having a good day. I had a dream in which I was sitting in the back of a class that I thought I had prepared for, because in this class there was an assignment where you needed to get up and give a big presentation and explain something to the class. Generic, I know. And I had apparently had some idea for something that I could explain. And I had like 5 notes in a notebook, and I was just hanging out in the back of the class. And other students start getting up and presenting, and they're putting on like feature film-like presentations with like research and documentation and citations. And I was like, oh dear Lord, this is bad. I am not going to get away with my so this is how that works. Like my presentation was going to take like 30 seconds tops. Blasphemous, thank you for the 56-month resub. I very much appreciate it. So I'm sitting in the back of the class being like, okay, if I get called on late, then I have time to redo this entire thing from scratch. So I start being like, okay, you know what I need to do is I need to get up there and I need to explain to everybody exactly how heat pumps work. Except that I don't know how heat pumps work, so I'm going to look it up. So I was like on my phone, like trying to research and make notes, except that my phone like wouldn't load any of the pages. All it would load were like strange apps that were doing something to do with counting down with New Year's, but they wouldn't let you delete them until after New Year's. My phone would not load any answers for me to cheat and last minute this assignment. And I was panicking, and then I was like, wait, I've got it. I know something. I can get up in front of this class and I can explain to them how the nitrogen cycle works in a freshwater aquarium and how to achieve this in your own tank. I can explain the role of the ammonia and the nitrites and the nitrates and the fish and the plants and how it all works together. And I can pad that baby out to maybe pass this class off the cuff with no notes. And I woke up in real life before I got a chance to give that presentation, but I remember feeling relieved because I was like, I do know something. In all of my years on the earth, I learned one thing. That's the one thing that my brain apparently deems as having been worth my time here, is I apparently learned how to cycle an aquarium. So oddly specific. Heat pumps work like fridges, but the other way around. The problem is that, and I've had this explained to me many times, because I'm very curious about them, because I'm very pro heat pump. They seem like magic. I'm also pro refrigerator because they keep my milk cold. But fridges also seem like magic to me. Like I genuinely don't understand how they work either. And every time I've like tried to look this up, I've kind of just gotten more confused, and I've had it explained to me a bunch of times. I think that I could understand it if I really sat down and like did it, like learned properly, but I've apparently never done that. So they remain magic to me. You know how to heal and WoW too. Is that worth anything? Technology connections on YouTube. Big fan of heat pumps too. Has several videos on them. Yeah, I've had air conditioners. Don't know how those work either. Something fluid, something tubes, something magic. It's good for them. I'm glad they do it. Appreciate it. Shout out to climate control. Because I know that heat pumps can also, to some extent, cool a place. which is one of the main reasons they appeal to me, is that places here don't have air conditioning, but sometimes it gets stinking hot and you kind of wish you had it because everybody is cooking to death inside of your home. So having a heat pump solves both problems. You have efficient heating and you have cooling for the summer. That's crazy. To us squishy players, it does. Aww. Tips for getting quickly in raids? The main thing is to figure out what your expensive things to do are and what your cheap things to do are. So you can kind of switch between living cheap and living expensive on your mana, depending on whether or not you're ahead or behind. To figure out if you're ahead or behind on mana, and this doesn't work for every fight, but the general rule of thumb is to inversely match your mana bar to the boss's health. Actually, not inversely. Just match your mana bar to the boss's health. Boss is 70% health, you want 70% mana. Boss is 20% health, you want 20% mana. It's not a perfect thing because some fights have phases where they heal up or there's zads or whatever. It's not perfect, but basic squinty-eyed rule of thumb is to match your mana bar to the boss's health, so that because you want to use your whole mana bar in the fight. But if your boss is at 80% health and you're at 30% mana, now you need to switch to cheap living because you have spent too much mana. So that could mean different things depending on your class. You might have efficient heals you can use. You might have no efficient heals you can use. You just need to DPS for a while and lean on your other healers. There's also, in many fights, you might want to use a potion of frozen focus, and finding the right time to use that to get a bunch of mana back can help out a lot. I always do that in Farak. But if you are consistently running a really early, you're probably using your expensive heals when you don't need to be doing them, or just too much. And your raid might be trying to like under heal a fight. It may be that, yeah, that healing needs to be done. That like healers ooming consistently is sometimes an indication that there's not enough, that either people are taking too much damage or that you're not using enough healers for your raid comp. On the topic of being clueless, do you know how the internet works? Like practically? Absolutely not. No idea. Data and networking is very confusing to me. Even computers are like iffy. Like I can build a computer, but that's because that's expensive Lego. How it actually makes things work? No idea. Even electricity. Basic electricity. Maybe I would understand, but after a certain point that is basically a switch, you've lost me. I would need to go back to school for that. It's all magic, and I appreciate all of it. Yeah, farming bird. Petal blood. All heart, no damage. I don't even know what spec she is. She could be Resto, she could be Moonkin. She is a Moonkin, okay. I don't remember her cooldowns are. Networking isn't hard at all. Yeah, it's the ifs, the clauses that get you. If you understand binary and binary logic. Just a bunch of switches. Good luck on the map drop today. Today's the day. Used to do networking for a living. Yeah, I only use max level characters for this farm, and some of them are barely sufficient. Some of them can barely make it work. Any luck? No? Okie dokie. Not that time. You either understand it or you don't. I'm alright with not understanding those things. When I don't understand something that is a problem for me in my life, that's when I need to like take some time and sit down and learn. But I have let go of my need to know how everything works. I just need to know how to not break it. I need to know when I'm over my head and when I need to call somebody that does know, because, you know, we live in a society. You've got different people that are specialized in different things, and we can consult on each other for help. It's great. By this logic, does that mean that Legos are cheap computers? Guess they are rudimentary computers. Oh, man. So we have a couple more characters? Yeah, a handful more. 2, 4, 5 more. Kitty cat, where are you going? Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. Sorry. There's nothing back there. There's a bunch of dog toys that need repairs. I need to do some repairs on them. I mean, I've been talking about all the things that I need to sew for like months. I've yet to sew any of it. It's a problem. I have a slipcover for my couch that helps protect the couch from my dog, except that the slipcover has now experienced the wrath of the dog and has gained a number of tears that should probably be mended so that it can continue to protect the couch. Either that or I need to buy like a chainmail one. Did you see someone made some bacteria in a lab? Hang on, I need to read the sentence from the beginning. Did you see that someone made some bacteria or whatever in a lab to play Doom on it? It works, but it has 1 frame every 6 hours. I did not see that. Anything can be a computer. Sometimes we just know how much we don't know better than my PC and Beldraken. I do not run WoW in maximum settings. I can if I'm not streaming. But it's a bit, I'm running it in 4K as well. But I'm also running an encoder that's then streaming the game. So I turn a bunch of settings down to kind of give me the overhead to do that comfortably. I found out that when I try to stream the game when it's actually on max settings, my stream does not work very well. I ran a graphics driver update recently that reset my WoW settings, and I didn't notice at first, and I tried to stream it, and my stream was not having it. Oh, thanks, Margaret. New goal for science. Grow bacteria can run crisis. Coffee good. I'm so excited for Solo Self-Found. I'm enjoying WoW. And I talk a lot about wanting like downtime to farm things, and here I have downtime to farm things. It's just, you know, I want to farm things after the War Within with the transmog farm game. But I'm excited about other stuff right now. I wanna play the new Hearthstone Battlegrounds patch. I wanna play Solo Self-Found when that happens at the end of the month. I kind of want to play Elden Ring, but not on stream. I'm expecting the Monk thing to come with pre-patch unless they have some technical issues with deploying it. Systems changes like that are generally in the pre-patch. Yeah, I like the way chat came in. I hope it never comes off as rude. I just want to be very, very, you know, thorough in disclosing that it is not real hair. just for me and my life, because they're it's all synthetic, and I don't want anyone to think that you know, if you just get up early enough with a blow dryer and the right dye. I guess you could if you got up early enough with a blow dryer and the right dye look like this, but I don't want anyone to think that I'm putting that kind of work in. I'm getting up at my normal time. I'm walking my dog with my scruffy buzz cut, and then I am taking my hair out of the cupboard and putting it on my head. Some issues, had to delay the white and gray transmog update. Wonder if the same will happen with this one. Yeah, I also am curious about that. I am sort of like reserving judgment, or not judgment, but I'm like reserving a little bit of my excitement, because I think that they will come out with it, just like they did eventually come out with the white and gray transmog update, but sometimes, if it's technical stuff like that, sometimes they don't always hit their deadlines, so we'll see. I am not choosing to save anything in advance. I know some people are doing that. That's not a path that I'm going. I don't even know if that'll work. It might work, it might not work. But I'm choosing to just not hold on to anything. And then I will farm things fresh from scratch when the time comes. How much excitement do you have banked? Stored? How would one measure that? How do you tabulate it? Make a pass and BFA raise to fix some of the unsellable fights. I could have sworn they were gonna. When were they gonna? Did they say when? excitement is it? Oh, curious. 2 excitements, please. You have to redeem channel points. Sub goals for X amount of excitement released. Measure increase. I feel like this character has earned that because look at how long it's taking her to kill this prospect. No. Harlan does not agree. They said they would look at it before the end of Dragonflight. Oh, okay. Did you see that Steve Denuser left Blizzard? I heard something to that effect, yeah. I hope he has lots of happiness and success in wherever his career and life take him. I don't really have any skin in the WoW story game. I know people have differing opinions on the different story people. All right, 2 more, 3, 4 more, 4 more chances. Although boy has to go all the way out there. I love his ladle. I love his ladle. His ladle looks like it's got teeth in it. Don't those look like molars? How long have you been farming for the mount? Doing it on and off for months. Unlucky so far. I had been kind of doing it a little bit on and off on just like a couple characters. Maybe for years without a lot of luck, and I haven't counted those attempts. I'm up to somewhere in the range of like 170, 160-ish attempts right now. And I've, on 17 characters, I've done that over like a couple months, I suppose. Yeah, we can go this way. 4 months now? Yeah, I don't know. Time is very difficult for me to track offhand. You asked me how long I've had my dog, and I'm gonna have to do some math. Forever. Moosey's been here forever. 9 months. Reminds me, should roll a Dreadnought Warlock. Because Moosey's 9 months old, but he was 3 months old when I got him. So I must have had him for a half a year now, 6 months. You need at least 2 hands to measure time. Yeah. Hi, kitty. What race is my hunter gonna be on so far? I have so far on hardcore made... I had my Night Elf Hunter that I got to like level 30 something. I had my, and this wasn't self-end. I had a Tauren Hunter that I was playing as like a duo self-end with Flabby. Am I gonna be Horde? Am I gonna be Alliance? It doesn't really matter. It's just gonna be me. You're 100% a warrior troll. Shock the world, make a shaman. I'm gonna be a hunter. I already picked. I already decided. Make it of appointments, but bad at estimating when I'll be at a place. 15-30 minutes are the same when I'm driving. I do the thing that I know a lot of people do where I underestimate how much time it'll take me to do, like, to be ready to get out the door. I guess, you know what? It's not that I know how long it takes, but I keep adding on things without checking to see if I have time to add them on. I'll be like, oh, hang on, I just need to feed my sourdough starter. I just need to do this dish. I just need to put this thing away. I just need to, hang on a second, this thing's broken. I bet you I can just fix this. I need to find my hat. You know, like there's just things that I hadn't accounted for in the time estimation process that kind of crop up at the last minute. And I think I struggle with prioritization to know that, okay, that can be later. I need to go now. Like I don't always think of that at the time. I do better when I'm aware of it. It's not crippling, but I think that's a very normal thing. I think that lots of people are like that. We're gonna dungeon difficulty mythic. Mythic. Very good. But when I'm setting up to go to like an appointment, Mind you, I don't do very many appointments, but I really, really don't want to be late. Occasionally my time management and my social anxiety will butt heads, and my social anxiety will typically win. Because that part of me does not want to be late. I would be very uncomfortable and very apologetic to be late. So, at that point, I then rig the schedule to give myself a lot of extra time so that even if there's traffic and even if whatever, I will still be somewhere, like, up to 15 minutes early. And I won't go inside and wait for 15 minutes. I'll, like, wait in the car or walk around or whatever until it's, like, 5 minutes too, because it's also not necessarily polite to be too early. But I will, for appointments. But mind you, I also don't do very many of them, so I can kind of afford to give them a bunch of extra wiggle room. Cooking is easy. Meal's ready in 20 minutes, if everything is prepped. Yeah. I never, ever, ever trust prep times or cooking times on recipes because I must not prep food very quickly, but most of my cooking time when I am making a dish is going to be just like assembling, chopping, and measuring things, like the prep that you do before you even start cooking. That part takes me most of it. I have a much easier time cooking complicated things if I, in my mind, separate it out as two separate tasks, being like, I'm just going to get everything ready for later with this. I'm going to go chop my onions and press my garlic and measure my spices and etc, etc. And then I, in my mind, separate that from cooking. Like, do all that, do all of those dishes, have it all ready to go, and then cooking is super fun. And I don't mind doing prep work either, but whenever I try and do them both on top of each other, sometimes I just get a bit stressed. So I find it easier to, in my mind, break them into completely two separate tasks to the point of like resetting the kitchen, cleaning the kitchen, sitting down, having a cup of tea, play a battleground, play with your dog, take your dog out for a walk, that kind of thing. Because a lot of things that you prepped can like wait for a little bit. You don't have to deploy them immediately. As the musician, I had the mantra beaten into me that if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're in trouble. For showing up to events, right? Not for, like, actually playing to the time. Because if you're early, you're early. Excuse me. You are in 4 bars! No luck. Of course. I guess I'm just gonna hearth back to Delaran, because he's gonna have more missions to send anyways. You don't like the Freehold music? I love the Freehold music. We only got 3 more runs of this. Fence rehearsals, yeah. Played all my notes earlier, I'm done. Yeah, I got up early and I performed this piece in the shower. Finished for the day, guys. Don't know what to tell you. Kitty cat. Wow. Is this not the most terrifying sight you've ever seen? I don't think the Vombados got enough love. They're so cute. It's hard to be cute when you're protoform, you know, like you don't have a whole lot of expression to be expressive with. They make it work. They get the job done. It's not a vein seeker, so no.
Watch your step. Watch your feet.
Anybody else want some? No? Okay. There's our mail. That's the stuff. There you go. Always thought of you gave off band kid vibe. Never pegged you to be a trumpet player. I've always been a little bit of a contrarian, but the main reason I got into playing trumpet was because my stepfather at the time had a trumpet from his school days, and it was available for me to play, and that was much more reasonable and realistic than renting an instrument for my family. It was just to hear, we have one of these, just learn this one. But I like the idea of it because at the time, at least in my school, it wasn't unheard of, but there were definitely some gender stereotypes about different instruments, and I took some amount of glee from subverting them because, you know, You're 12. You're not full of nuance. Partner adores wombats. Keep telling her we need to get out to Zereth Mortis, figure them out. Former principal suggested I learn trumpet because I was a quiet kid.
Which way?
Did it?
Phase 2.
Well, I guess I don't know if you call it. I was gonna say, did it work?
Phase 3.
I learned how to play the trumpet loud, but still be quite shy otherwise. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that would work for everybody. A few dailies away from Big Slick. Keep forgetting to go down there. Always worth it though. No luck, no luck. Quiet Kid's Deaf got given a trombone at my school. Did not learn trumpet. It's like clarinet because I felt like it. Saxophone didn't appeal to me. I could never figure out the reed instruments. Like 1 or 2 times I would try to get a sound out of one. I'm sure with coaching I could do it, but like I did not understand. I'm a brass girly. Is that skip to the start also available for Horde? Yes. There is a Zandalari troll that walks up and goes, "Good job! You want to port back?" And then you say, "Yep." Sure thing. Oh, Maddie, that's a lot of extra work. I had to buy my own sticks. Played percussive instruments for a decade. I miss band. It was fun. If I ever have enough money to make a supervillain lair, I'll make a practice room. I could totally see me. When I imagine myself in my supervillain era, I'm in my 50s. You know, with her private practice room like underneath her compound. And then I like basically like practice and relearn how to play. And then I just go be the biggest diva and just annoy everybody at my local community band. Like I don't like go try to be Chris Bodie or anything like that. I just join like the local community orchestra or community band or both. And I just engage in petty politics aiming for first chair. That's my mid-50s Hazel arc. Oh, that's nice then. That's better.
Watch your step. Watch your feet.
Come on, Anthus, you can do it. You can do it.
Watch your step.
Hang on, you should ride your new pony. We put all this work in to get you your Legion class order hall mounts. In my school, percussion was an area where kids that wanted the band credit but didn't want to engage any further in the business, they would just end up on percussion. So you would end up with kind of like the rowdy kids back there because they just basically wanted to bang things, make noise, and not practice. Not saying that percussionists don't need to practice. Many of them do. But the ones that I knew were mainly there to get an easy school credit and goof around. There was, I mean, maybe I was being I was probably seeing it from my own snobby, you know, brass seat lens.
Which way?
Seems the band experience universe.
Phase 2.
Head note, have a great day. See you later, Mr. Sonic then.
Phase 3.
Any luck? No. Not that time. The nerds and the football players drove my director nuts because we'd only have half the line in any given football game. Oh. Man, I knew a lot of band directors. And they were all Such passionate, hardworking, undercompensated people. They were just doing the most. They cared so much about their students. They tried so hard to get a program together. They were just given dust by administration and by half the students that were only there for an easy credit. I don't know how they did it. Couple more chances at this. Then we're gonna have to find something else to do. I thought I was gonna do class order hall stuff, but unless I want to start another class, Boy is not ready yet. Boy did not do his homework. Boy procrastinated. Boy needs more time. My poor director deserved better. He lost half the band because he wasn't the guy who retired the year before. I'm not familiar with Arkham Games Cache, I'm sorry. Boy, oh boy. Alright, Ripsy. Are you the lucky one? Kitty, you're being so good today. You're sitting so pretty on the chair. You're not walking all over the desk. Tipping over the coffee. Pressing all the buttons. Well, not yet. Alright, 9 instances. So yeah, we are getting pretty close to our instance limit. But I think we're fine. Because I think this is the last character I have. I don't think I have anything else left. I think this is my last chance of the week. Going to a dig saw, but wait, I had to check, make sure it wasn't you. Ah, boy does not dig. Boy's a bit of a reclusive fella. There's no guy there. Cat tends to jump on my shoulders when I try to avoid big AoE in raids. It's always a mess and I'm convinced she knows what she's doing. What if she knows that you're tense? What if she can tell that you're a little stressed and she's like, here, cat massage. Cat massage. I shall help you. My kitty likes to climb on my back if she can find it. If I'm like laying on the bed or something like that. Okay. So we need a couple combo points, and then we need some slice and dice. We do adrenaline rush. Roll some bones, sure, yep. And then just press assorted buttons and hope for the best. No good. What are you doing today? Well, I was doing my freehold runs. I think our verdict is that maybe it'll drop next week. And we're 190 attempts. I had fallen behind in my count. We're 190 attempts deep. No luck. No luck whatsoever. That's alright. Let's go find something else to do. Oh yeah, I was gonna do some more crafting. That is technically in the service of collecting, because if I make enough gold and I buy enough WoW tokens, then I can buy cosmetics on the cash shop. I never did get that Cataclysm pack because I thought I bought Cataclysm already. And I'm not going to play Cataclassic. But it's like the Ragnaros Mountain game, but also I don't really want it. But it's just kind of there, you know? Yeah, you can do it with any 70 on Mythic. It helps if they have a little bit of gear. Any character that's under 380, I find, they can do it. It just takes longer. It gets a little bit slow. But you can get them gear pretty quickly. Waiting for it to go on sale next year. I feel like percussion often doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Okay. We sell anything? Am I rich? No. Hasn't come through yet. 27k pending. Let's buy... Actually, let's do a quick check first. Make sure it's still looking decent. I suppose I shouldn't do this on stream. I suppose I should do something more exciting on stream. Well, fine, alright. We'll just do a little reset. Why is it called a cash shop? I never got it good. Hiya. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna chuck this stuff up. And these ones. And then we need to sort out what we're going to do. So, I did my weekly time rift and I did my weekly dig. I did my weekly freehold attempts. I'm working on his class order hall campaign, but he's got missions that need to get finished first. I don't really want to start any more class order halls until his is done, and I don't really want to start any other mount farms until this drops. I could take a main character around and just do like a couple of assorted mount runs. Getting a Dracthyr artifact. Mainly, that's where I'm at, is my options are in WoW, for right now, things that appeal to me. Either go around and try a couple of miscellaneous mount runs. I just feel like if I just take a one character and I do one chance in a mount, that doesn't feel like it's going to drop. That feels like a waste of time. I know that technically it could drop. It has the same chance of dropping as anything else. Pardon me. But in my mind, nothing's going to happen until I move like 17 characters out there and then commit to doing it for months. Like, it's just not the right scale. The other thing that I need to work on, which is technically in the service of collecting, is Solo Shuffle. The W icons are boosts that I haven't used. But I suppose we could try a little bit. Hi. Hello, how you doing? I want to know. I mean, Laywhite is here. We'll try it. Am I in my right spec here? Yeah. That's the Enlightened Hearthstone. Am I moderately happy with all this? Yeah. I have 2 new keybinds down here. I've moved Z and X to be target party 1 and party 2, and I'm trying to get used to using that instead of we need it. I'm trying to get used to using that instead of scroll wheel. It's a bit of a trip. Got to 79% towards Mount 1732. Once again, awesome lost. Sometimes you can surf the wave, and sometimes the tide rises above you and crushes you down like a tiny little crab. In the eternal words of Dory, just keep swimming. Turn off your chat and just keep swimming. There's a transmog. I put my lucky transmog back on. Can I tidy up my desk? That might help. This goes here. This is a plushie. Sits here. Scrunchy over there. Coffee cup could go away later. Yeah. The thing that drives me bonkers is that I want the 2 buttons. I want 1 and 2 to always target the middle and the bottom player on my frames here. But depending on the way the group forms, sometimes I have to reverse them, and because I'm a druid, I have to reverse them on 3 bars in the starting room. And I might even need to do that between rounds. Oh, man. Posture's great while gaming? It's really not. I slouch heavily. It just doesn't look like it because of the angle. I appreciate the thought. The chair helps a little bit. That stops me from at least full gremlining. Bam!
Metamorphosis.
So I might have some kind of wonky
Ascendance.
gameplay here for a minute. Or for the next couple of years. Because I'm just getting used to changing the UI here. Kill it! Kill, please! Let's go. And I've stood in the poor spot. Alright.
Ascendance. Metamorphosis. The Hunt.
But we're just gonna do our best here. Yeah, the band's pretty loud. I can turn game sound down some.
Metamorphosis. Ascendance.
Okay, well, they did it. Get the add-on frame sort. Okay, let me write that down. That sounds important. Because I hate that. I hate it. It didn't used to bother me when I did my old keybind styling, but I had other problems with that. Because yeah, this is now the wrong one.
The Hunt. Metamorphosis.
I need to remember. I've also moved my trinket keybind. So if I need to trinket in a hurry, it's going to take me a second to remember where I've left that keybind.
X.
Did it.
The Hunt. X. Ascendance. Metamorphosis.
I also made my target frames much bigger, so I can have a clear idea where my target frames are.
Metamorphosis. Ascendance. X. Metamorphosis. The Hunt.
No! I tried. Just found out they allow us to convert 90 worms crests to 15 aspect crests Yeah. That's good. I ended up doing that because I had like 500 Worms crests and no aspect crests on my priest that I've been heroic rating on. It helps. It helps. Okay. Good. Cool. Yes. Oh, man. Okay, we got a little bit of rating out of it, but someone was so upset about that. And I think I know who. That they left. Which means that no Vicious Mount progress. Poor monk. No sympathy for me. You must stay. Even if you're just getting popped, you gotta, I mean, you don't gotta, you can take your rating loss, but, ugh. Oh, man. Well, you know, we got a little bit of rating. I don't know the exact penalty for leaving, but I know that they treat the rating as though you'd lost all 6 rounds. Well, that was almost going okay. I'm gonna grab that add-on first, though. It was called Frame Sort. Let me look that up on CurseForge, because I was feeling okay about that. That was going all right. I'm not tracking people's positions super well yet, but that's okay. Well, you know, we're working on it one thing at a time. If I can get my targeting in shape, then that's better than what I was doing before. Browse add-ons and find Frame Sort. Is that what it's called? Retail. I don't see anything called that. Guild Bank Sort, Dragon Frame. Dark Mode, TRP3. I don't see an add-on called Frame Sort. Maybe if I take the space out. Ah, there we go. No space. Updated. Yeah. Let's click on this, make sure that's the thing. Yeah, let's try that. Install. Reload. Which just meant percentage at now. It's probably still 47. Frat Guide is coming, but probably not coming tonight. Oh, man. PvP rated 47%. It's at a point that I might need to go back and redo some of the earlier parts because I left it so long that it's been changed. Yeah, we're still at 47%. So, is there anything that I do with that add-on? Any way that I need to, like, set it up? Frame Sort for Arena 3v3. I want to be at the top. That'll be good. Interesting. Okay. Let's try it. I wanna see how it goes. I wanna see what it looks like. Instant queue. Don't mind if I do. We're saving up our Conquest to just buy all the Conquest weapons for transmog purposes. Add-on options to change it to group. I think I did that. Add-on, changed it 3v3 to group. Yep. With me at the top, which is... It always puts me at the top. It's just the group sorting, but I'm excited. Because that would make this a lot less stressful. Is there anything good over here? Battle arenas? No. You need proving solo for it to be good for what I'm doing. Thanks! How much conquest do we need for the next thing? I'm short the scythe, which takes 1800, and the axe staff, which takes 1800. And honestly, the regular staff, too. I have a great staff, which is different than a staff. I guess they have different appearances. Yeah. Have you ever made class guides? Very rarely, because I'm only really qualified to talk about the class that I play, and sometimes not even then. So on occasion, I've put out like the occasional guide on how I set up to play the classes that I play, but I don't do it very often because your class raiders are going to be more reliable resources for that. Okay, let's see. We've got casters. Lots and lots of casters. Discipline Priest, Shadow Priest. One poor Ret Paladin in a full caster lobby. Good luck. Thoughts and prayers. Bless up. Target / luck. And then I'm gonna switch these for the last time. Yeah. Yeah, may the light have mercy on them. Evening from not so sunny Scotland, 6:23 p.m. Dark, rainy, moody, one could say. Good morning from BC, British Columbia. It was snowing. It was not too dark. It wasn't snowing in a threatening way.
Bam!
Oh, I see we've gone deep. Okay.
Icy veins. Fear.
It's gonna take me some getting used to having moved my shadow meld button.
Fear. Chaos bolt.
Bam!
Icy
Oh,
veins.
I'm out of that.
Fear. Fear.
Bam!
Fear. Fear.
Oh man. I missed my refresh on something.
Bam!
Penetrate. Chaos bolt. Fear. Power infusion.
Where is it? Where have I gone? Priest is over there. My paladin's over there.
Chaos bolt. Chaos bolt. Polly. Fear. Fear. Fear.
Oh, thanks.
Shadow Fury. Shadow Fury. Icy Veins. Fear.
Oh. Oops. Arena grinding, new season? Same season. Working on my Vicious Mount. Can we have a flappy co-op on class guides? The way he explains it to you, you explained it to us. The add-on is Gladiator Losa. See what you were up to. Hi. Yeah. Can't keep me down. You can make me lose, but you can't make me quit. Alright. Warlock is on square.
Power
Paladin is on
infusion.
circle.
Bam!
Icy veins.
Oh, hi, kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat.
Polly.
Bam!
I've gotten myself in kind of a poor spot here. I'll do this. Yeah.
Penitence.
Bam!
Power infusion. Polly.
Bam!
Power infusion. Polly. Icy veins.
Trouble. Kira providing moral support. Yeah. Evening, Hazel. Good evening. How are you doing? That's a glad mount. I don't have any of those. It's pretty cool. I would have to play a lot more if I wanted one of those. How cool would that be, though?
Bam!
Fear. Power infusion. Chaos Gaunt. Chaos Gaunt.
They're pretty much out of fears they can use on me.
Penitence.
They have uninterrupt, but I'm just gonna see if I can.
Fear.
Well, two of these.
Penitence.
One of these. One of these. And then you can have this one, this one, that one. You can have this one and this
Shadow
one.
Theory.
It's like making your kids lunch.
Fear.
You get a PB&J, you get to send word. Go out. Slap a band-aid on it, you'll be fine.
Power infusion. Fear. Chaos bolt.
Bam!
Chaos bolt. Fear. Chaos bolt. Chaos bolt. Fear.
I need to remember that my fear or my shadow melt is on shift 4. I haven't used it like at all since I rebounded it. This is what happened to me last time.
Fear. Chaos bolt.
That's what happened to me last time. That's very frustrating. Why don't you just get one?
Bam!
Yeah. It would take a lot of work. It would take a lot of time. It's not the time, it's the work. I have the time. It's the effort, I think. Afternoon, Hazel and Chat. Gonna lurk here while I shovel some snow.
Bam!
Fear.
Bam!
Fear. Chaos bolt. Chaos bolt.
Oh man, I thought that worked.
Penitence. Chaos bolt. Chaos bolt.
Bam!
Fear.
We got one. For a moment I was scared the round continued going. Oh, and someone left again. Man, it's a weird day for that. I don't normally encounter too many leavers. Oh well. It's not, that one was not about to be a win for me. Alright. Should we do something different? Why? After all, why should I want to win one. I want to win at least one. I'm still at 47%. Oh, dear me. 150 rating if you leave. Two rounds running. I've had someone leave. They must really, I guess, not be worried about their rating. I don't know. Or they really want to tank their rating very quickly. You can get some rating if you were, depending on the runs that you had played so far. You'll never get any progress on the Vicious Mount, though, unless all 6 rounds resolve. That's how rating makes me feel. Because I lost 10 rating for that match, even because I had been losing rounds up until that point. But because we haven't successfully finished or run around yet, we barely have any honor for the vault. I've been getting sockets. I put a socket on my bracers and I put a socket on my helm. So it's, and then what, belt and then rings, 3 more sockets before our gear's like as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, solo queue accounts for matchmaking rating when it's grouping people. Thank you, Holocron Coder. Should we clean our glasses? Maybe that's what we need. I need an alter ego that is better at PvP. An alter ego that's been putting in the practice and not just like playing Animal Crossing for the last 3 years. Yeah, that's good. Alright, Ellie Shaman, Demo Lock. We've got a Warrior and a Shadow Priest, so lots of casters again. We've got a Holy Priest as our enemy healer. No mages. I don't... which is good, I guess. There's nothing wrong with playing against mages. I'm just, I don't know. I'm more comfortable in melee lobbies. I'm just more used to healing melee cleaves. But, time for me to branch out. What if they introduced PvP to Animal Crossing? Look at how cute and polite and sweet this kitty cat is. Hi! Alright. Currently, my priest is the blue square. My warrior is the circle. Yeah, we start an underground fight ring. It's underneath resident services.
Bam!
Fear.
Yeah, we're going at some pushing up.
Tyrant. 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 Hux.
Oh no. Finger fumble, finger fumble. There's no time for finger fumble.
Fear.
I'm gonna let go of my idea and I'm gonna hang back a little bit.
Fear. Fear.
Shadow Priest is on the square, the warrior. That's the other one.
Fear. Fear.
I didn't quite melt that.
Fear. Ascendance. Fear.
Darn. I thought I was gonna be all clever and now I'm all out of position. So my square's over there.
Bam!
Tyrant. Fear.
Bam!
Hux. Shadow Fury. Fear. Fear.
Alright, warrior's over there.
Hux.
Bam!
We did it. Just tuned in. Love the cat falling asleep next to you. She's a sweetie pie. Something that excited me thoroughly was I recently got... Oh, this is a silly story. This isn't worth... These words aren't worth saying out loud. I got my grubby little paws on a pair of pants, like sweatpants, that had a tall inseam. They've got a 31-inch inseam. So they go all the way down to my feet. So my ankles aren't cold. And I'm so happy.
Bam!
This is living, guys.
Avatar.
Bam!
Fear. Tyrant. Avatar.
Having a few troubles, but it's going okay. That worked. Bam! It's little things. Yeah. I'm happy. My ankles are warm enough. I've got a kitty on my lap. Although it means that she's not on camera anymore, but that's okay. I would just like to be able to get to the end of 6 rounds of the solo shuffle without anybody leaving. There must be people that will like throw a round because they think that if they win that round that the player on the opposite side is going to get so salty that they might quit and therefore deprive everybody of being able to finish the 6 ones.
Power infusion.
Bam!
I don't like my position. I've made some poor choices here.
Fear.
I'm going to tuck back here.
Fear. Tyrant.
A little better.
Fear.
I'm gonna meld one of those. I just need to get used to my new keybind. I hit the old keybind. That doesn't help me.
Bam!
But I think on the whole, this is better. Oh, hey, look. Simultaneous CC. Oh, that's the shock boots. Okay. Well, you can't just abandon your warrior. I mean, you can, but
Fear.
Bam!
stop writing home for Christmas.
Fear.
I did not get great. So I need to get some hot stuff on. My Ellen Shaman combos right here.
Bam!
Oh, we tried. Huge fan of sweater paws. Love it when sweaters and tops have longer sleeves for that. Ah, I see, I see. That's a pretty horsey. Oh, a hellstone. I should remember to use that. I have a keybind for it. Shall we buff everybody? We've got a warrior that's a circle. And then we've got a warlock that's a square.
Bam!
And I'm gonna maybe play a little
Power
farther
infusion.
back. But I have to pull up enough to get an angle on my warrior. I guess I don't have the I'm gonna go get feared on my own.
Nice.
Bam!
I'm gonna play farther pulled back, she says. Dives in.
I see.
Bam!
I do feel sometimes that my teams win games in spite of me and not because of me. And in some cases that's true.
Bam!
But if I just play enough, I'll get the hang of it again.
Power infusion.
Bam! Bam!
Ascendance.
But yeah, it's not been my best season. I want the Vicious Mountain, and I want to grind it out in Solo Shuffle. And I don't want to give up, and I want to do it before the end of the month. We've got 2 weeks. And I'm not even halfway there. For a while it felt like every day I was getting kind of like 2, 4, maybe 6%, and it was really going fine. But the last handful of times I've tried, I've played for like a couple hours and then gotten either nothing or maybe 2%. I'm just not winning. You have to win if you're gonna get any progress on this one. Season's not ending soon, but Hardcore Solo Self-Found is coming out on the 29th, and I am very personally excited for that. Okay. Playback by pillar. Play back by the pillars. Don't dive into the abyss. It's hard for me. I want to dive into the abyss. The healers are up there. You know why? Because they're playing that kind of game. If I played a Holy Priest, I would do that life swap thing, and I would just get myself moitered. I would life swap, and then I would get coughed on, and then I would die. And then I'd be like, well, yeah. Everybody else seems to get away with it. Like, they're at low health, but they're in the back. They're safe enough. You know, everything's fine. But I just feel like that would 100% not be me if that was me trying. There we go.
Bam!
To be fair, it's crazy that you're still playing. Most people quit because they want to keep their sanity. I feel like I was playing Kit and Heal Simulator when my DPS ran into die and didn't stop any CC on me. Diminishing returns is a thing. They'll swap around. Like you can get 3 of the same type of CC in a row, and it'll be half the duration each time. But it's not until they hit you with the same thing the 4th time that the DR is completely up, and then it doesn't take very long for it to like reset. But you know, each DR is different, so you could get hit with 3 stuns and then 3 clones and then like 3 polys. Like you've got
Avatar.
Bam!
Ascendance.
Bam!
Hex.
I bet if I taped these games, and I guess I am taping them because I'm streaming them, so I could go back and review my own stream VOD, and I watched them later, I could pick out one thing I want to work on. I'm kind of still trying to work on just like keeping an eye on positioning and like, you know, checking in on like where my DPS are, because I'm awful for that. Like I will tunnel heal frames and then I'll be like, oh no, someone's out of my line. Where are they? I don't know. Which is kind of a fundamental problem. I've always been like that in PvP. I will get reasonably good at some things. Oh, but then I'll have like a really dumb problem that you should have stopped having a long time ago, and it'll it doesn't quite square up. It's like I learned things in the wrong order.
Ascendance.
I'm out of mana. I don't even have enough mana to DPS. There we go. Did we finish one finally? Yes. Wait, 3 and 2, 5. 3 and 2. Yes, we did, right? Rounds 1. Okay, cool. So I always think that killing blows is rounds lost, and that's not what it is. We finally made it to the end. We won 4 rounds. We got some progress. Praise Can't tunnel on frames if you just close the UI. Uh-huh. Oh man, maybe we should play with our UI off. Mm-hmm. Oy. Yeah, you look at that. We got some points and stuff. I could buy another 5 marks of honor. Start sending them around to go shop on different characters. What time is it? 10:55? We made it up to 1738. So we got 8 rating from that. We did not get buckets of rating. We did make it to 50% on the Vicious Mount bar. We are officially halfway there. It is now more than just a prayer. Whenever I'm doing keys as an overpowered tank, I try to see how long I can play no UI. I did a whole plus 16 as a blood DK. Oh man. Alright. We want to buy this. I want to take a short break, and I want to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. BRB. Alright. This is Kitty's sleeping in the chair. I'm heating up some water for a hot water bottle, so like I kind of want to not hang on. I want her to be in the shop, but I also want to be here. The chair's surprisingly heavy. I don't want to disturb her if I'm just gonna get up again. Because my fingers get like really chilly. I don't think it's that cold in here. I think I'm just being stubborn by not wearing a sweater, but my fingers get cold even when I'm like bundled up like the Michelin Man. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to grind this out, which means I should probably just do it. I just know it's probably so boring to watch. But my other idea of something that I could do that's collecting is not necessarily less boring. Here, let's see if we can roll a mission on him. It's to do Archivist Codex dailies, like the world quests, on multiple characters so they can send their fragments over and then buy more of that transmog. And I think I would rather use Solo Shuffle. You did it again. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna head this way. Not boring. Have you on while getting ready? Because you're pleasant to listen to. Aw. Yeah, alright. Alright. You guys can talk me into it. Take a plunge in the coolest bath you can. You won't be so cold in the room after that. I should probably do some like actual exercise. Not like now, although maybe now. That might help me for a little while. Oh, sometimes it does. Do you do twos with Flappy? Where's Flappy? Can we bring back Flappy? There's the hot water. I only put it up to 175. Not lately. We've been playing other games. I'm going to the Warlock Hall. I've gone too far. Oh, we were playing Palworld for a while. We're waiting for when they come out with Hearthstone Battleground Duos. Flabby and I are going to do a bunch of that, I think. That'll be fun. Mission table. Mission table over here. Here we go. Did we win? It was a 57. Oh, we only got some experience. I guess we just keep sending it and hoping for the best. That's a better chance. You guys do that one. I should probably fill up the whole mission so that... Oh, can I do two? Well, I could try. Sure, yeah, YOLO. I'm gonna go fill up that bottle. I'll be right back. One sec. How are we gonna do this? Hi. Do you wanna get up? I think she's ignoring me. Oh, I got you. I got you. What? Yeah, you can bite me. That's fair. That's reasonable. Oh, USB hand warmer got off Amazon. Adore it. Hands get cold often. People have recommended that to me, and I keep writing it off as like just a gadget because I am queen of buying gadgets that I don't need and then like decluttering them every time I realize I have too much stuff. And it sounds exactly like one of those things that I'd be like, this is silly, but I really do get freezing hands when I'm at my desk and feet. But you know, what do you do? I have like I have a heating pad that I keep under my desk sometimes. Actually, maybe that'll help. Let's turn that on. Are you plugged in? You are? Yeah. I have a heating pad that I keep under my desk that I can put my feet on if I'm careful. And then and then you plug your hands in too. Who needs a circulation system when we have electricity? Meanwhile, I always have a fan on near me, even in winter. That annoyed me, how she sat back down now. She's kind of falling off my lap a little bit. I don't know if we should PvP like this. Kitty, do you want to like scooch up a little? No? You like it like that? Hi, I'm so sorry. I know, I moved you. something about fingerless gloves. Wrist warmers. I've found that, especially because I have the same issue with my feet, it doesn't really matter how many socks I put on or like how warm the socks are, because it's like if you took an ice cold frozen, I'm trying to think of the thing. If you take something that is ice cold, such as a frozen hot dog, and you stuck it in 3 pairs of fluffy socks, if anything, you're keeping it cold longer. You're insulating the cold on the inside. The problem is that I'm not generating any heat. I am a lizard. At least in the extremities. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go... I mean, I could level another alt so I have another chance at Freehold every week, but that's not what we're after. We can warm the hands up on the water bottle. I try to avoid warming my hands up with my cat too often because I know she gets cold too, and I don't want to just like siphon all of her heat. And then she's gonna be chilly, and that's no fair either. You think we can make it to 52? Hazel, lizard person, confirmed. I think AC's been turned off maybe twice this winter for me. Otherwise, AC on, fans going. It's crazy how different people are different amounts of warm. Always here to champion heated blankets, all things related. Got an under desk foot warmer. It was 88 out 2 days ago. Oh, that would do it. That would work. That's true, actually. There's different places that are different amounts of warm. South Florida problems. I think Florida has some of the most beautiful wildlife. I've never been, well, no, I have been, but I haven't been like out properly. I went to Orlando as a teenager, but I've watched some documentaries in different national parks and looking at the things that like live in the Everglades, I want to say. Big marshy park is just so gorgeous. Okay. Oh, actually, hang on, before we shuffle, let's take a break from shuffling. Let's do one Crown Chemical Company for a chance at some love armor, huh? We were still considered people, not wildlife. I meant the birds and the kitties and the fishies and stuff. Not the people. I know there's people in Florida. Not the reptiles. I mean, there's you know, there's big reptiles too. Those are cool. But I would be less inclined to want to meet one up close because I don't feel like I'm gonna have a lot of common ground. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to connect with a gator. I think it's best if the gator and I don't connect. I can admire it from a distance. I think the gator's got its grind and I've got mine. I have this whole outfit for sitting at my desk in the winter. Fuzzy blanket, warm fuzzy jacket. Desk is also in the basement and in northern Minnesota. Yeah, that'll do it. I've seen streamers have like streaming blankets, and I've always thought that was very clever, but as long as Kitty's in the mood to be hanging out on top of me, I feel like she's just gonna get tangled, or we're just gonna get so wrapped up. Look at all these druids and hunters. Alligator has its own way of connecting, followed by a death roll. Gators are very rarely the protagonists of anything. You don't see a lot of shows, documentaries, films, you know, animated movies. Nobody's really out there rooting for the Gators, and I wonder if it's just because they're pretty good at what they do, so they're kind of taking care of themselves. They don't need you on their team. What games do streamer blankets usually play? Hearthstone. Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Bam!
I don't remember who I was thinking of. Oh yeah, we were gonna open this and see. No love armor. And a bunch of stuff for the bags. Alright. Okay. Betty White had a pet gator? Did she? They do fall out of the tree when it randomly gets into the 50s. I saw a YouTube video back in the day. I had been on fish YouTube because I was very into fish keeping at the time. And fish YouTube tends to overlap and intersect a little bit with reptile YouTube. And there was a reptile YouTuber that had a shop, and underneath the shop he had like a kiddie pool with like a 3-legged gator that it was like a small one that he kept as like a buddy, I guess. And I can remember, I remember being unable to figure out watching this video if this was like a rescue rehab situation. You know, this 3-legged gator is being given a home that it wouldn't have otherwise had, or if this was just like a dude wants a gator. And this is the gator that he's got. Okay. Alright. Send me back in. I would decline that also. I remember rooting for the gator in Hook. Are you not into fish keeping anymore? I'm still into fish keeping, but I'm not obsessed in the same way that I was. I had a big fixation. I consumed a lot of content. I read a lot of material related to it. I would go to different local shops and see what sorts of fish and equipment and whatnot and setups they had. I would linger in malls when you walked past the dentist that has like the aquarium. Big fish station, yeah. Yeah, I had a big fish phase. Are you judging the dude with the 3-legged gator? I just couldn't tell if it felt exploitative or not. And I guess I figured it was none of my business, and I decided not to look into it any further, but like, I just wanted to feel like everybody had the gator's best interests at heart. The kiddie pool looked a little small for it. Consumed the content. Hopefully did consume the fish. Yeah. But I'm a big squishy. I imagine the gator was alright. They're pretty tough as I understand it. I think I'm going to rework my aquarium a little bit. The plants that are in the back of it, I'm going to take out some of them and I'm going to replace it with more pothos cuttings because those have been happier. I had little spider plant babies that were rooting, and they'll grow roots in water, but I found that they're not happy long term being grown directly in water, whereas the pothos seems to do really well like that. So I might just go in on the one thing. Yeah, I am pescatarian. I do eat fish. I also go fishing, and then I also keep fish. I have an aquarium. They're separate things. I like fish in a variety of ways. I like keeping fish and observing them. I like catching fish and eating them. I like seeing fish outside. Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't eat the aquarium fish. Those are pet fish. That's different. They're also like this big. I have cherry barbs. At the time, anyway. They're kind of nearing the end of their time. I do like sushi, yeah. I had a sushi dinner for Valentine's Day. Actually, I had a sushi dinner date the day before Valentine's Day because we didn't want to go out on Valentine's Day. And then last night for Valentine's Day, we had a lasagna and some garlic toast because nothing says love like carbs. Would I eat a platypus? I feel like no. I would not care to. Also a no to the whales. I like whales a lot. I would love to meet a whale in a different life where whales and I occupy more of the same space. Because right now we don't overlap very much. If I'm really lucky and I'm on a hike that is along the coast and you're really lucky, you might see orcas. But it's not like I'm out there swimming with the humpbacks or anything like that. But they just are so fascinating that, and there's, I don't know, I've watched a few too many whale documentaries. Arenas? Yeah, I'm doing some solo shuffle. I'm trying to chip away at my Vicious Mount progress for the Vicious Mount. What's your favorite animal? Oh, that's hard to pick. I like a lot of animals. I do like whales, though. Whales are up there. Herons are up there. Cats and dogs. See a school of dolphins on my cruise. Oh. I've already... Okay, let's see here. We have a paladin marked by the orange circle, and we have a hunter marked by the blue square. The add-on is working beautifully. Thank you for that recommendation. I love it. It's perfect. It's everything I wanted. We're going up against... This lobby also has a Devastation Evoker and an Unholy Death Knight.
Nullifying Shroud.
Consider a whale watching cruise. They offer whale watching like tours and boats here. I would much rather, just for me, see the whales while I'm like at the beach or hiking from the shore, because then I know for a fact I'm not disturbing them or bothering them or, you know, adjusting their migration patterns or... I'm sure there are ways of doing whale watching that are non-intrusive, but it seems like whale watching boats around here, you can see them zipping all over the place. They're like whale paparazzi. They get like a tip. They get intel and then they all buzz around like flies. Like they're relentless. And I'm not saying that it's like that like I'm on an ethical high horse or anything. I'm really not. I just don't feel right about it for me. I wouldn't enjoy my time. I would be too worried that I was bothering them.
Sleepwalk.
I did not shadow meld that. My hunter is on square. And shadow meld is shift 4.
Sleepwalk.
Bam!
But mind you, I've only actually seen whales once because
Bam!
it's pretty unusual to see them from the coast. It's possible, but it's not going to be like an everyday kind of thing. And I only saw them because I was at the beach for like 8 hours that day. There we go. Came to say hi. Hello, how you doing?
Bam!
Do you like capybaras? I've never met one. They seem nice. The BAM is a weak aura. It's reminding me that I have let my life bloom fall off of myself and I need to reapply it. I also like squirrels. They're fun to watch. I think that I would like squirrels less if I had my own bird feeder and they were thieving, because I understand that they do that.
Power infusion.
Bam!
Oh, that trap DR is okay. I think. low on mana. We have an innervate available. We must remember this.
Bam!
Aw, we tried. As the matron saint of the squirrel squad, I would hope you like squirrels. Wish the hero talents were released so I can plan what to play.
Bam! Bam!
That'll work. I fully lost both my DPS. I did not understand where they had gone. It's like, wait, I can't heal either of you? What do you mean?
Nullifying shroud.
Paladin's on circle. Death Knight is on square. I like their mog. Everybody's got cool
Sleepwalk.
mogs here.
Dragon
Bam!
Rage. Nullifying shroud.
Bam!
Wall. Sleepwalk.
Trying to think of exotic local dishes I'd like to try when traveling, but nothing comes to mind. Authentic versions of things that are common over here, like curry or sushi. It's hard to want to try something if you've not ever heard of it or like been had any experience with it. I like trying things, but I also don't travel much. I like how that Dracthyr matches their mount. That's kind of cool.
Bam! Bam!
I've gotten very far.
Bam!
Sometimes you're not the only one that doesn't know where your teammates are. Oh, that's okay. We just really would love to scrape out a win here if we can. What am I back over? Is that the one that's like it's like a pastry? I think I've tried it. I think it's quite nice. Although I'm using anything that's a pastry. I like pastry a lot.
Bam!
Dragon range. Move on. Nullifying shroud.
Bam!
Really should have trinketed that. Oh. Well, drat. Oh, it's gonna take me a long time to get used to. I've moved my trinket keybind and I'm sticking with it and I'm gonna learn it. But man, that's giving me a hard time. I'm just not adapting very quickly. More of a sugar syrup with some pastry in it than a pastry, I'd argue. What is your favorite like local dish? Open question for anybody. What's your favorite thing that like your area, the place that you're from, is known for that you actually like really like? It isn't just like a tourist trap. Because I would say for here, I mean I like salmon. Salmon's big here. It's expensive, but it's there's lots of good dishes that you can get that have salmon as a central and focal ingredient. And it's something that I like very much, like a really nice wild-caught salmon with maybe even like a maple glaze, a little bit of char on it. I'm in Utah. All we have is fry sauce. What is Aerith Morris, my warlock? Killed big sand boys till the sword dropped. Now my Felguard has the coolest weapon in the neighborhood. Nice. Toast, butter, some cream cheese. California has so much good food. Have you ever tried shawarma? I don't know if I have. Probably cheeseburgers and fries. We're a small town. Not a fan of local food, but pretty multicultural around here. Hazel, is there still a cap for follower dungeons? I'm assuming so. It was 10 though. That was quite a few. It's a lot. Low-key, friend's dad owns a pizza place. Their calzone is amazing. Fully handmade, dipping sauce is fresh. Oh. Shawarma is good. Some spicy hummus. Voice is easy to listen to. Well, thank you. Thanks for the bit. Hello, Bearbot. How are you doing today? I hope everyone's Thursday is turning out to your dreams and goals. Mom and pop shop here did a twist. Carne asada fries, did it with tater tots. Would also do it with chorizo. It was so good. I had a friend once that had a food truck for a while that was like a tot truck that she would do different dishes with tater tots as like the base of it, and those were really yummy. I've never tried cottage cheese balls. Soft egg noodle, different types of melty cheese, fried onions. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It sounds good. Hate solo shuffles. I have been struggling recently, but I'm practicing my... What am I practicing? I'm practicing my well-being, my balance, my peace of mind, and also my like targeting and keybinds and stuff. I figure I'm just gonna play a lot and hopefully get better. We're practicing. Alright, that's a shaman. That's a paladin. Command to kill. Shaman, paladin, shaman. We got melee. Because that's an enhancement shaman. We got a full melee lobby. Love to see it. Who's gonna get blown up by a demon hunter today? Oh, it's 11:30 already. How did that happen? I suppose Freehold Runs kept us kind of busy. We can push in if you want.
Metamorphosis.
I'm gonna get an early
Bam!
trinket, maybe?
Metamorphosis.
I'm not gonna push in far enough to, oh, that works.
Bam!
Oh, that's kind of a cool log. The mismatched shoulders. That, what, human heritage maybe? Inspect. Lion guard. Yeah, lion guard stuff. I don't know if that's human heritage or not. It's just heritage. I like it. I think it looks nice.
Metamorphosis. The hunt.
Bam!
Dune wins.
Humans.
Ascendance.
Bam!
Metamorphosis.
Bam!
Metamorphosis.
Bam!
Bam.
The hunt.
You're alone. That'll work. Look at the cross CC. I wonder if I'm better at healing. I mean, not saying that I'm doing well, but I wonder if I'm better at healing melee cleaves because it's much more obvious when you're vulnerable to being targeted, and it's much more obvious when someone's like under pressure. Like range cleaves can kind of, they don't have to physically move to swap as long as they've got a line of sight on something. So I sometimes will wander in front of CC. I guess that also range tend to have much more like hard cast CC, like your clones and your fears and your sheeps and stuff that I just eat, because it's a lot easier positionally to keep track of melee than it is to keep track of a bunch of wizards. It's hard to say that without it sounding like a curse word. A bunch of wizards.
Dune
Bam.
wins.
Defensives out of them. Which gets a trinket, which we like.
Avatar.
I'm gonna just kind of not do anything too crazy. Square. Square is my demon hunters. They're right there. You can look at them, you can see them. That's where they stand.
Avatar.
Circle the pelt. They're right there too. reflected my own clone onto me, which is cool. But then they kept hitting me through it, which was confusing. there's swords. And
Doom wins.
but you can't talk smack about anybody because that's when they beat you. Also because it's not a very nice thing to do.
Avatar.
Bam!
Spence? I'm running out of mana. I'm not gonna win the mana game. I gotta go do something cool.
Bam!
That wasn't as cool as I wanted it to be.
Avatar.
Really.
Bam!
I had big dreams. They don't always work out. That works too. Sometimes you can just stand in front of somebody and cast a cyclone right into their face. Oh man. Have you tried just not getting hit by the cleave? Got the shackled Ursula mount. Congratulations! Whoa! That's crazy. That's a grind that's gotta feel good to be able to walk away from. Shaman? Demon Hunter. I don't think I've ever heard of the Halma Rush server. I don't even know what it's in reference to. Oh. Hello? Hello? Okay. Had a friend who played on that server. Only one I knew from there. Is it like a Tauren? Is it a panda? Hold on.
Avatar.
Let's see.
Bam! Bam!
Panda
Bam!
Tauren. Among the leaders of the last remnants of the demon-worshipping orcs, all under the rule of Jubathos and the Blackrock clan. Huh. Just got my love language exported sheep, got my first cup of coffee of the day, and Hazel Street. This is the life. Congratulations. Oh, see, that's the mount I want. That's the vicious mount I'm after. This person's got it. They've done it. By Jove. All right. Green.
Bam!
You know what? I don't actually want to use a bunch of stuff because we just got a ton of defenses.
Bam!
Ascendance.
Alright, I found a few things we can use. Pull them away from their healer. I just hope that they die.
Bam!
Nice. Dune wins.
Bam!
That's a good opening. Oh, Kitty, maybe not the desk right now. I think I went so far around I walked them back 30 views. What do you got?
Bam!
Lots. What do you got for your healer? Nothing! Haha! We
Bam!
need one more round. We don't have to win it, but it would be cool. Hi, kitty. Welcome back. Any way to see my highest value pets? Ooh. You could sort pets by price on a given realm and then look through it and see if you have any of them. Another day, another round of rocket farming. Get arena anxiety. I used to get a lot of it. I still do if I play with people in voice. Especially if I feel like the games are important or that people will be upset if I make mistakes. Shuffle's nice because I can just turn off chat.
The Hunt. Metamorphosis.
Bam!
I would love to clone some meta. Oh, mistake.
Bam!
Oh, that'll work. Hey, look at that. I got 71 rating. Sometimes you go in 6, sometimes you go 6-0. And they didn't leave. All the DPS went 3-3. The poor Mistweaver had a bad game, but happens to everybody. Hamilton Forrester, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Happened to me very recently. Well, that feels good. That's much better. It's a shame that you still only get like 2%. I'm at 52% where I was at 50%. It's a lot of rating, but sometimes I don't feel like the rating is a good thing because it's just gonna make your games harder. Oh, we can get another couple marks of honor though. And we're almost at being able to buy, we're almost ready to buy another weapon. Maybe it was your turn to leave. It's gonna be my turn to leave soon. I wonder if I should try and do another one first. I feel like that's a real good round to leave on though. Like, that's kind of a good round to stop playing. Just like, hold that feeling for a second. Remember that you can do it. Just need a lot more work. $87 a month. I don't really like these weapons, but I feel obligated to buy them. Just for the... Oh, actually, before I buy any weapons, I was going to finish buying the set. I apparently do not have that appearance, and it's the last one I need for the set, so sure, yeah, 875 Conquest, done. Done, done, done. And then, we have officially completed the Verdant Gladiators. Leather armor. That set. So we have that one, and we have the elite one, so at least the Druid Mog is done for the season. That's nice. I'm just gonna delete that. I know I could wait and vendor it, but I'm not gonna. No, it's early. Lots are subject to change. How do you feel about Blizz putting more trees in with your trees in the latest Druid Hero Talents? I actually didn't read the Druid ones. I heard they were doing something with the trees. I didn't read specifically what it was that they were doing. Yeah. Can't be too worried about rating go down. Rating will go down. Rating go up, rating go down. Comes and goes like the waves. Kitty, you having a good day? I'm having a good day. I have a lot of baking on the on the slate. I gotta make some bread. I have my sourdough starter busy getting a boost in the instant pot on yogurt mode setting, a little extra heat to perk it along so that I can start my loaf after stream because I'm out of bread. And I've spoiled myself with the homemade sourdough in that now I don't really want to eat bread that's not homemade sourdough, but I eat bread every day, so the two of us can go through a loaf of bread in like 2, maybe 3 days tops. But I found that I can get away with just like winging it in the bread machine, and if I use the long cycles, it turns out a pretty decent loaf of bread without me having to do anything, so it's like reasonable for a day where you're busy. Rating come, rating go. Wish they'd let us buy the old expansions elite sets. Yeah. I don't want a gladiator mount. I don't need a gladiator mount. It's okay that I'm not a gladiator player. They're not even mounts. They're skins for dragon riding mounts right now. I don't need it. It's not for me. That's okay. Who eats warm yogurt? It needs to be warm to become yogurt. That's part of the culturing process. Wish we could get glad mounts reskinned. Gladiator skin next season looks sick. Maybe you do need it. You guys would have to... And mind you, I keep saying that it's boring to watch. I guess maybe if I was like measuring subs per hour, it might be a negative, but no one's really complaining about the PvP streams. But I would need to stream a lot of it. Or, you know, like play an awful lot off stream, which would be tricky to find the mojo for. And I'm sure, I think it's, the reason I think it's frustrating to watch me PvP is because I know I'm going to make silly mistakes, and I know I'm going to make them 250 times each. And I know that I'm going to know what the mistake is, and that it's a mistake as I do it 250 times in a row. And that's just frustrating to watch. But that's just the process. That's what it is. Don't mind me, just being a bad influence. Yeah. I kind of like that gladiator mounts have like unique silhouettes because it makes like I'll see one and it'll be like, oh, that's sick. Like I'm still impressed by them when I see them, even though I know some people have like purchased carries or whatever. But I feel like if I had just one, I would use it for the end of time. Like this enchant that I have in my weapon, this blue enchant, I earned that in Warlords of Draenor. And it's like the only like semi-prestigious PvP thing that I have aside from just, you know, your everyday like elite sets and vicious mounts. But I wear it a lot because it's like the one thing that I have that was like kind of hard to get. There was also a red one that I should have had in the same season, and I like lost it for some reason. It was like I had it in it was before they made them like added to the appearance journal, and I don't know, I fumbled the red one somehow, but I have the blue one and I hold on to it. So I feel like if I earned even just one gladiator mount for one season, that I would just like ride that around until the end of days. Oh. Mishita, that's really nice. Thank you. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I want to work on is my mindset and my attitude. I think that the game skill and the game sense will come if I keep playing. I'm not worried about that. I know how to work on that. But the major factor that determines whether or not I keep playing is my mindset and my attitude. And that's a hard thing to work on, but I'm practicing. The old days of needing to have the physical item to team log into. Wish I had the glorious tyranny. Okay. Mainly melee, one shadow priest, and an enemy resto druid. This is my last round for the day, and then I gotta wrap up. Start my bread. Look into making some cookies for Moose. Take him for a walk. I got raid tonight. Oh, Kitty. Oh, Kitty, we simply cannot have cat disc. I'm so sorry. We can have cat lap if you like. I can move the hot water bottle. A preheated lap. How about that? But you cannot walk on my desk while I'm queuing. It's just not gonna work. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, I remember carrying pets around in my bags. They weren't account wide. If you wanted to have a pet of multiple characters, you needed to get it again. Alright, that's a demon hunter. That's a warrior.
Power infusion. Cyclone.
Bam!
It's gonna take me 5 years to get used to my keybinds. That's I think.
Cyclone.
Thank you.
Cyclone.
No! I am really struggling. It's gonna be okay.
Cyclone.
I'm gonna get the hang of it.
Bam!
I got baited by the greed. I got baited by the greed. Oh, that was
Bam!
my fault. Hello, Hazel. Hello! Remember keeping all your transmog in the bank in void storage? Oh, man, that was not something that I look back on fondly. That was rough.
Metamorphosis. Power infusion.
think my rating bracket for this season at this time has been kind of 1700, 17 to 18, but I haven't hit 1900 this season. Did you get your PvP snail? I did get the snail last season. We're working on a PvP owlbear now. That's the new hotness. Hello, good morning. How are you doing today?
The hunt.
Bam!
Cyclone. Cyclone.
Bam!
Cyclone. Cyclone. Cyclone.
Bam!
Metamorphic. Cyclone. Cyclone. Metamorphosis. The hunt. The hunt.
Owlbear is the new Gucci. Season in sometime March. Yeah, most likely. Because they're coming out with 10.2.6 in March, and 10.2.6 actually it might not end until April. 10.2.6 is a mystery. We don't know what's involved, but it's not the new season. And we're gonna get season 4 stuff up on the PTR basically when 10.2.6 comes out. Maybe a couple days after. And they'll need to test that for some amount of time, like the dungeons and whatnot.
Bam!
Avatar.
Bam!
Avatar.
Bam.
Cyclone. Cyclone.
Oh, I did it! I finally did it! I shot him out of the cyclone! With my new keybind! It's
Bam.
probably not enough, but we're gonna try and see what we can do here. Anybody hitting this guy?
Cyclone.
No? Okay.
Cyclone. Cyclone.
So I'm gonna get cyclone back. What's gonna happen here?
Cyclone.
And I don't have a trinket.
Cyclone.
That's
Avatar.
danger.
Bam!
Cyclone.
What's Fated? It's something they did with raids in the 4th season of Shadowlands, where they added affixes to the first 3 raids of the expansion, or at least one at a time. You would go one raid, and then the next week was another, and then the next week was the third, and they would cycle through. The current raid that was active would have these Fated affixes on it, and it would be scaled up to current levels of difficulty, and it would drop current level band of loot. So we're going to do something like that for Season 4. They'll probably call it something different, because Fated was a Shadowlands-y word. It is pretty cool, yeah. I liked it a lot. It's kind of like a fun victory lap season. It's not usually super challenging, and it's typically faster to progress because even with things being scaled up, you don't have that same burden of having to learn the fights from scratch.
Cyclone. Metamorphosis.
And that's everybody's strength.
Bam!
Some lovely synchronicity there.
Cyclone.
Bam!
Metamorphosis.
Bam!
Cyclone. Cyclone.
They said they added affixes. I didn't see them. Yeah, I agree. The affixes were they felt very minimal. As a healer, I barely noticed anything that they did. You've inspired me to try Solo Shuffle for the first time. Only 10%, but I actually feel like I can do it. It feels great and fun. That's awesome. Yeah, I also heard we're getting dynamic flight for him. That'll be cool. It'll be nice to have some fresh stuff going on. I think I'm just going to have a PvP week or 2. I just need to get this wrapped up, and then I can spend some time in hardcore self-found, and then by the time I'm done with that, I bet you it's going to be Season 4 time. Season 4 is super fun.
Bam!
I love starting the seasons.
Cyclone. Power infusion.
Bam!
Cyclone.
Bam!
Cyclone.
Bam!
Oops. Sorry, I'll swap it. Not ideal.
Cyclone. Cyclone.
Sometimes no clones are worse.
Cyclone.
Not worse than my clones. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Kind of rhymes with cyclone, though. I keep going, maybe we'll have a career in poet.
Bam!
Just go for it. Just press the button and hope it goes through.
Avatar.
Bam!
Oh man, that was close. But we went 3 and 3, which is perfect because that actually gives me progress on the Vicious Mount. It doesn't give me any rating. But I don't know if we deserve the rating yet. Have you run into a toxic teammate that said something rude to you in Solo Shuffle? Probably. But to my knowledge, no, because my Solo Shuffle secret is I have a chat window that has nothing on it. If I look at my chat window filters, I have everything unchecked in my current chat window. I call it quiet. I tab over to it, and then I'll never see any chat from any teammates in the whole thing. It's, I just don't look. I find that makes it a lot easier to be calm and to make good choices. I make targeting choices based on what I see my teammates doing and not what they say. Do you want me to be toxic in chat to emulate the experience? Oh, man. It's not how I envision banning you. Unequipped everything danced in the middle on round 6. Yeah, I'm working on the Vicious Mount. I'm working on this Vicious Moonbeast. I've had many visions of that instance. Yeah, we don't get so much Cyrillic chat on North American servers. I am finished for the day. It's actually, I don't know how my headphones lasted this long. We're 10 minutes past the hour. I will be back tomorrow for a Friday morning stream. I might be PvP. What's the female version of Andy? I think it's just Andy. I think Andy is a gender neutral name. Until I finish this grind, and I think that maybe it'll be a fun journey where we learn something about ourselves. Yeah, it's still Andy. I appreciate the company. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.